Welcome to the Modern SD. I am Coraline, your host, and this is the podcast where we keep it real about life as an esthetician. Each week, I'll share tips, lessons, and motivation to help you grow your business and thrive in this amazing industry. Whether you're just starting out or looking for a boost, this is your space to get inspired and level up. Let's dive in and get into today's episode. All right, let's dive into something I think is really at the core of what we do as estheticians, your why. Why does it matter and how can it keep you going when things feel tough? Trust me, I know it's not always smooth all day, every day, especially when you're trying to build a business, or if you have a business, there's always going to be obstacles that's going to get in the way. There are days when it feels like nothing is clicking and you might even question if you're in the right path, but when you're clear on your why, it becomes your anchor. For me, it all started with creating a space I loved, a place where I felt at home, where I could truly be myself. But over time, that why grew into something bigger. I found myself being passionate about connecting with other women who value self-care and self-love. Also, I fell in love with creating a space that I have full control of. So let's talk about why understanding your why is so powerful and how it can help you stay grounded even when things aren't going as planned. Because when things get tough, and they will, trust me, you'll need to have something to come back to. It could be a slow month, or you're not getting as much clients that you thought you was, or maybe a treatment doesn't go as planned. But when you remember why you started in the first place, it gives you the strength to keep going. So take a second right now. What's your why? Why did you get into aesthetics? Is it to make people feel beautiful? Is it the creative side? Or maybe you wanted to create a business to support your family? Whatever it is, your why will help you push through the tough moments. Now, I know some of you might have a hard time figuring out your why, and that's totally okay. I wasn't always clear on mine either. It takes time, and sometimes it takes a little bit of self-reflection as well. But don't worry, I got a few tips that helped me uncover mine, and I'm hoping they will help you too. So one that I think really helped me uncover mine was to look back at your journey. Think about what first inspired you to get into aesthetics. Was it a personal experience? Maybe you struggled with skin issues, or maybe you were just fascinated by the science behind treatment, or maybe it was a moment where you realized you can make a real difference in people's life. Take a few minutes to reflect on your journey and what motivated you to start in the first place. 2, notice what brings you joy. I feel like this is super important. Notice what part of your day makes you feel most alive. Is it the artistry of the treatment, the science behind it, or maybe it's the feeling of helping someone feel confident? Pay attention to moments that light you up, because that's a clue to your deeper purpose. 3, I would say, think about who you want to help. This is probably super important when it comes to your business. Take a minute to picture your ideal client. Who do you feel most connected and most excited to work with? Is it people dealing with acne, those who want to feel more confident, or women who are looking to relax and practice self-care? When you focus on who you want to serve, it can give you a clear sense of purpose. Lastly, I would say ask yourself, what's the bigger picture? Where do you want your career to go? Is there a specific impact you want to make in the industry? Maybe you want to be known for a specific niche, or build a community of women who support each other. Thinking about your long-term vision can help guide you towards discovering your why. Once you have some time to reflect, write down your why and keep it somewhere you can see every day. Maybe on a sticky note on your desk, in your planner, or on your phone. Like me, I'm a visual person, so I love Pinterest. I'm obsessed with Pinterest, and I have a board on Pinterest that it's all about my business, how I want it to look, the people I want to serve, the vibe, the aesthetic, everything. And I always look back to it and I always add on it to this day. And I think that's great. If you're a visual person, that's like probably the best tip I can give you. Now let's talk about something we all face at some point, and it's the challenges. Like I mentioned earlier, this industry isn't always sunshine and rainbows that you see on social media. You'll have days where you want to question everything. Do you even belong in this industry? Why is it so hard? Why is it taking so long? We all had those questions. We all had those doubts. I've been there. I remember feeling out of place, especially when I didn't have a ton of clients or I wasn't getting the jobs I wanted. It felt discouraging at times, but then I remember myself of my why. This is why the why is so important, guys. For me, it was about creating that space, like I mentioned earlier, that felt true to me, a space where I could be creative and connect with people in a meaningful way. So now that I gave you tips earlier on how to uncover your why, your passion, now I'm going to give you some tips on how your why can help you feel motivated when you feel stuck. So one, what I like to do is always revisit it. When I'm stuck, I look back at my why. If that means looking at my Pinterest and seeing the vision I had for my business, that's what I'm going to do. What's my mission? What's the bigger picture? It helps me see beyond the temporary struggles. 2 is to celebrate the small wins. I feel like we all struggle with this, but we need to normalize celebrating the little wins. Every client you make happy, celebrate it. Every skill you master, celebrate it. It all counts. It all counts, guys. To start validating ourselves and really celebrating those little wins, because those little wins are going to compound into bigger wins, and it's just all going to feel amazing. Like even me recording this podcast and posting it, like that's probably the hardest thing I ever done, because I just feel cringe and I didn't want to hear my own voice, but I don't care. I celebrated the fact that I started this podcast and I put it out there for my community. And that's what you guys got to do. Think about how your work impacts your clients. Sometimes it's the little things, like if you're a lash tech, think about how your clients feel after. They probably feel like the most beautiful, because I remember when I was getting my lashes done, oh my God, I felt amazing after. Or even when I do my brows, I feel like nothing can stop me. So remember that it's the little things. Lastly, I would say is to lean on your community. Don't isolate yourself. Talk to fellow estheticians, share your stories, lift each other up. And, your community doesn't have to be a esthetician. Just make sure that there are people that are going to help you thrive. They're not going to stop you. You need to have a good circle. For example, if you're someone like me, I did move to a new state, new city. So I don't have no friends here quite yet. It's very new to me. But one thing that I'm working on this year is just being open to networking and meeting other estheticians. And most importantly is to have more of a collaborative type of mindset and stop competing with others who are going through the same thing as you. Just be open, just be friendly, and just be genuine. But thank you so much for listening to the Modern SD. I hope you feel inspired and ready to keep growing. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a friend, or leave a review. Keep going, keep learning, and I'll see you next time. Bye.